What's your plan today? Do you
Say that again, please.
do you have any plans today?
Yeah, I was going to show some instruments and then you all can ask me any questions you want. And then I've got a music activity if we want to do that too.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful, really. So we are really fortunate enough to have you today.
I'm psyched to be here. In America, psyched means like, yeah.
Yeah. So my students have already there, but they slowly, yes, the number is a bit increasing right now. So just within matter of 1 or 2 minutes, the all students will come together. And so meanwhile, would you like to introduce yourself, Kelly?
Sure, absolutely. My name is Kelly Poquette, and I'm a teacher in the United States of America. I teach in North Carolina. So, in there's the America. There's like a big kind of almost like a rectangle shaped country, for lack of a better description. And I am on the Atlantic Ocean side. So I'm on the side like where New York City is, where Florida is. That's the side of the country where I am. And we live in an area where we don't get a lot of snow, but we sometimes get snow, but we get like really sticky, warm summers. And we have the ocean in our state, and we also have the mountains in our state. So we're kind of a unique place where we have a lot of different geography just in our 50, one of our 50 states. That's where I live. And I've been teaching 16 years, and I'm a music teacher. And that is what I do is I usually I've taught everything from kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. So I've taught all the way from little itty bitties like when you guys were little and all the way to like what we call high school, the last year of high school. So I've taught those. And if I'm right, are y'all in like in North Carolina we say y'all, which means you all instead of saying folks or guys or people, we say y'all. So I'm going to use that today. You're welcome to take that if you want. And are y'all in middle school, like 12 to 15? We would call that middle school in the United States. Is that about where y'all are with ages?
My school actually is a different scenario in India. India, we have a primary and secondary schools. So in secondary schools, the grade starts from 6th to 10th. So
Okay, so
these are
this is
the
secondary.
to 10, and after that the students go to the college, and after 2 years 2 years intermediate course is there, and on completion of 2 years intermediate course they join the professional courses. So we don't have 12 grades in our school system, and our grades end up with only 10. So that's how the Indian education system is all about.
Thank you for
But it's a bit
sharing.
different from those. Yes, it's a bit different.
Yeah, a little bit. But that's kind of me. I like doing gardening and I like plants and I like to read and I like to cross stitch. I like to play board games. Love playing board games. So that's about me, y'all. I'm just excited to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Definitely, we are also so excited. So, meanwhile, I ask my students to introduce themselves, and so Fananda, I start with you, and you try to introduce yourself and say share your experience.
Hi ma'am,
Hello.
my name is Fanandra. I'm studying ninth grade. My hobbies are reading books, playing games, and watching TV.
Perfect. We have some of the same hobbies, my friend.
What is your hobbies?
Bhavya, Bhavya, it's your turn now.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Bhavya.
Hi ma'am.
Hello.
My name is Bhavya. I'm studying ninth grade. My hobbies are reading books and watching TV. Can I ask a question?
Of course you can.
What instruments do your students learn at school?
It's a great question. So my students are kindergarten through fifth grade. So they're like 6 years old to about 11 years old. So we learn the recorder. That's one of the instruments that we learn in fourth grade and fifth grade. So like when you're 9, 10, 11, we learn that one. And also, I've got one over here. I'm going to bend down and get it for you. We learn different barred instruments, and we call them bars because they have bars on. Like this is a xylophone. So the bars on these, you can take them on and off and you can change them. So we'll learn these ones And we have really big ones that weigh like 40 pounds. And we have itty bitty tiny ones. They're called glockenspiels. They're like this big. And so we learn those. We also learn drums. And then we I'm putting that xylophone down. We also learn things like little percussion instruments. Percussion means something you hit or shake. So we'll learn like triangles, or I've got some to show you. We'll learn maracas.
Yeah.
These are from Mexico. We'll learn like how to play the güiro, and this is from Central and South America. So we'll learn different instruments like that too. So we try and learn a lot of different instruments, and then when they go into the next school, what we call middle school, then you can learn like flute and trumpet and violin and other kinds of instruments like those. It's a great question, Bhavya. Thank you.
Yeah. And Akanksha, it's
Sir, I want a question. Sir, I want a question.
yes, Fanendra, go ahead.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Why do you become a music teacher?
Why did I become a music teacher?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good question. So I loved music. I started playing I was always singing when I was a little girl, and then I learned how to play piano when I was in 3rd grade, so I was about 9 years old. And then I started flute when I was in 6th grade, when I was about 11. And then I got to be in something called marching band and band in high school, and we got to travel all over the place. Like I went to the East Coast. I used to live in a different state. I used to live kind of up by Canada in Wisconsin. And so we got to travel all over the United States, and I was like, this music thing is awesome. Like, this is something I want to do. And so I went to college, and I decided I want to be a music teacher. And that way I get to play music all day long with awesome people like y'all. So that's why I wanted to be a music teacher, because I just really love music. And it's fun, you know? And I get to learn a lot of new stuff every day. Thank you for your answer.
Next, Akanksha.
Yes, sir. Hi, ma'am. My name is Akanksha. I'm studying 9th grade. My hobbies are reading books, playing volleyball.
That is lovely. I used to be a volleyball coach, my friend. And I played volleyball when I was in school. So that's a good sport in my opinion.
Yeah, Akanksha.
I want to
What's your question?
Do your students enjoy music class?
They really do. They really do. And they tell me that. I'm not just making that up to make myself sound good. Okay. And they do because they tell me, because we get to do instruments like Bhavya asked if we get to play instruments, we get to sing songs. We do a lot of moving in music class. We don't sit down a lot. We get up and we move to music and we create our own movement and we do dances. So they really enjoy it because we get to do a lot of different things in our class. So yes, they do.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Kelly, definitely an energetic teacher like you definitely make the classroom so lively and energetic. And see,
You're
the
sweet.
very presence actually make the students so active, and that too a music teacher like you, and definitely make the classroom so vibrant. So, could you please play a musical instrument for now, just to make my students so happy at the moment?
I would love
Yeah.
to. Okay, so I'm going to play a piece of music on my flute. Before I do the whole thing, I'm going to play a little bit, and I need y'all to give me thumbs up with your thumbs or with your buttons to tell me if you can hear me okay, because, Zoom, all right? So hold on. I'm going to play a little bit, and if you can hear it, give me like one of these, and if you can't, be honest with me. All right. So let me just play a little bit, and you tell me if it's good, okay? Okay, give me some feedback. Could you hear it? Yes? Or could you hear it or not hear it? No. I'm seeing thumbs up. Okay, so I'm gonna play a song for you. It's called Syrinx, and it tells a story with no words. The story is there's a goddess. She's like this beautiful, wonderful person, has all these powers, and she gets turned into a panpipe. And a panpipe is an instrument. So you're gonna hear the music be like, whoa, so much energy! And then the music's gonna get kind of much more plain. So kind of listen for that as you hear it, okay? So it's called Syrinx. It's by a French composer. His name was Claude Debussy. He's totally passed away, but we still get to hear his music.
Wow, that's
That's
wonderful.
the end of the piece.
That's really
And
wonderful.
thank you. That's what we do when we finish a piece of music, right? We bow as a way to say thank you to you for this. All right.
Yeah. So what I have observed that your music implies the what we call the so-called story, and so the what we call it the sorrow and as well as everything, the mood actually that you created and through the music is really a great thing because the music has the power and to give everything and we can imagine the story what is going on. So you're really a great, and your students are so lucky enough to have an expert in music.
Thank you for letting me share it. I just love that piece because I love how it tells a story. And I didn't write it. I just played it. Someone else wrote it, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's really wonderful. Navisa, it is your turn now.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, miss.
How are you?
I am doing so well. It's so great to see you. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. Thank you. My
Good.
name is Navya. I'm studying 10th grade. Can I ask a question?
Of course you can.
What would you like to do in your free time?
Okay, so in my free time, there's a lot of different things I like to do. So, are you guys in front of computers a lot lately? A lot more than usual? Doing Zoom and everything? No, not as much. Okay, so in America we are. We're doing in front of computers a lot more than usual. So what I like to do is get away from a computer. So I like to go for walks. I like to do yoga. I like to read books and like actual books, not like on an iPad or anything like that, but a real book. And I like to do cross stitching, which is where you make here. I'll show you one. It's just easier. It's where you take fibers and you make pictures. Like I made this tree picture out of different kinds of floss, and that's one of my hobbies. Um, excuse me. I like, of course, listening to music, right? And like just playing instruments for fun, not because like for any other reason. I like to work with plants because I like to get in the dirt and just get kind of messy, and I like that they can grow. And sometimes they die, and that's okay too. And it's just, it's just fun learning about the different plants. And I like spending time with my husband and my family. So that's what I like to do at Navia. Thank you for asking that. What about you, Navia? What do you like to do?
I like to read books, ma'am.
Books are amazing. They take you on journeys, don't they? I think they're just fun. Oh,
So Kelly, actually, you have amazing hobbies. I think almost you are in on all things. I think so. You are saying that you are almost doing everything, and you are expert in all the doings. Just like the music, you are expert in all everything. I think so.
well,
These
I wouldn't
days,
say I'm an
unfortunately, most
I'm not quite an expert in
these
all my
days,
hobbies, but
unfortunately,
maybe I like to think I'm an expert, but I don't think
yeah,
I
yeah.
am.
But but we do believe that you are expert because the way you are actually doing the things is really the only someone who has got expertise only can do that. These days, the children, most of the children, even in India also, they glue to the TV sets, the idiot boxes, and they always try to found to be playing the cell phones for longer hours. So, do you think is it not a good? Do you think it's a good habit to playing the games all the time, using the cell phones and gluing to the television sets? And actually, they don't enjoy outside playing the ground rather than sitting inside the home and playing the video games using their cell phones. So, what do you suggest these generation? Because almost everybody is doing the same thing from child to adult. Everybody is confining themselves to the cell phones and the TV sets, and they don't find the time to go out and play in the ground. So, what do you suggest for this young generation and to change their
Well,
habits?
let me make sure I have the question correct. The question is, why does the generation before or after me, I should say, why do they like to use devices as opposed to being like outside in nature? Is that the question, my friend?
Exactly, exactly. Yes,
Oh, okay, great.
yes, I
So
do.
I think, let me tell you why I think that sometimes it's easier for me to do that is because devices are easy, right? It's easy to just be like, here's my phone. I can just scroll, right? And I can play my games, right? It's right there. Like it travels with us, right? Um, and I think that we forget how awesome the outside is. And the outdoors is just so cool because there's gross things out there. Like there's some gross bugs, right? And there's some funky things, but there's like beauty. There's so much beauty out in nature. There's beautiful. If you just look at trees, just like take 2 minutes just to look out a window, or even better, go sit outside and find some trees and just watch them. They move. Trees dance. And so do flowers. And then there's the birds. There's just so much in nature to take in. And I think we get so used to the convenience of having information at our fingers that we forget that this cell phone, y'all, when I was your age, this didn't exist. Like at all. We had these things called phones on a wall and you pushed buttons. Okay, and you put it up to your ear and you had to stay right there. You couldn't travel with it. So I didn't grow up with a cell phone. I didn't grow up with all this technology. I didn't have a computer till I was like 16. We used a typewriter. So I loved being outside and playing because that's what we did for fun. Like I barely had video games. Like I had the first Nintendo console, like the original Super Mario Brothers original Nintendo console, none of the 64 or whatever it is now business. So that's what we did for fun. We went outside, we played tag, and we went swimming. And I encourage you, y'all. It's devices. They're great. They're super helpful. Remember what's always been there. Remember the nature, because super. I say super a lot, but it is. It's extremely important, and it feeds your soul. It just makes your heart feel better. It makes your body feel better. For me, for sure.
So, yeah, Kali Krishna, it's your turn.
Yes, sir. Hi, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
My name is Kali Krishna. I'm studying ninth grade. My hobbies are reading books, playing cricket.
Did you just say croquet?
Yes, ma'am.
I love croquet. I have 2 croquet sets in my garage right now. I love it. Okay, sir, do you have a question for me? Because we could play croquet someday. I would love that.
What musical instruments do you students learn at school?
Yes. Okay, so I think that one of our other friends had that, but I'm going to give it to you again, my friend, because I don't think you were here. So let me show you, okay? We
Kali
do
Krishna,
recorder, okay? We do xylophone. I'll show it to you, my friend. Dun, dun. We do xylophone, and the cool thing about this one is that you can take the bars on and off, so you can like change the sound here. You know what? Since we got it out again, let me just play it so you can hear what it sounds like. I'm gonna turn my video. Dun dun. And you can do like. And you can play different things. You can take out different notes. If you don't like how those notes sound, you just put different ones in. And we learn drums, and we learn smaller ones like maracas, and again, one of my favorites, the güiro. So we learn all those kind of different instruments. Great question, my friend.
Nagalakshmi. Nagalakshmi, it's your turn. Nagalakshmi, you have muted yourself. Just unmute yourself. Nagalakshmi, we are unable to hear your voice. You have muted yourself. So next, Ramakrishna, it's your turn.
Oh, technology.
Ramakrishna.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hi, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
My name is Ramakrishna. I am studying 9th grade. My hobbies is reading books, playing games.
Excellent.
What is your national animal?
Say that one more time, Rama. I want to hear your question one more time.
What is your national animal?
So,
Rama, I'm going to be honest.
What is your
Do you have national animal?
Oh, do we have a national? Yes, the eagle. Now, I don't have a real eagle, but I have a stuffed eagle, so I can show you what it looks like. This is our nation's animal. That's a great question, Ram. I've never had anyone ask me that before. And it's a very powerful bird. It's a very powerful bird, and it's quite large, actually, as not evidenced by my stuffed animal eagle. But this is kind of what they look like with the white head and the black body and the beak. So yes, our national animal is the eagle.
Yeah, Neeraja.
Great question.
Neeraja, are you there, Neeraja? Yes.
Neeraja, you're muted, honey. Can you unmute?
Neeraja, you muted yourself. Unmute yourself.
Hi.
Yes.
My name is Neeraja. I want to ask a question, ma'am.
Please, ma'am.
How many instruments did you like to play?
Okay, that's a good question, Neeraja. I like to play a lot of different instruments, but I'm not good at all of them. Does that make sense? So I'll name the ones that I learned to play, because the cool thing about being a music teacher is that you get to learn a ton of different instruments, but you don't always get good at all of them because you don't always have time to get good at all of them. So like the ones I know how to play, like flute is my best one. That's the one I've been doing since I was 11. And that was like over 30 years ago. So I've been playing it for a long time. So like clarinet and oboe and saxophone and flute. And I can play trumpet, trombone, French horn, baritone, tuba, drum set. I can do violin, viola, cello, and bass. Now that doesn't mean I'm good at all of them. It means I know how to make the sound. And if I practiced, I could be okay. Piano. I play enough piano to be okay as well. So those are my instruments, Neeraja. But again, I'm not great at all of them, but I do enjoy playing instruments. Oh, and bassoon. If you ever get to YouTube a bassoon, they're beautiful. They're beautiful instruments, and they're big.
Unfortunately, we don't have any music classes in our school, and most of my students don't enjoy the music, and they are just limited to the academic subjects, but not the recreational subjects like music and arts and some other subjects. And my students badly need the music. Of course, we really refreshed ourselves with your presence today, and with your music sense and the music instruments that you have shown. We really enjoyed the session. So
I'm glad to
yes,
show them.
we have one more student is going
Sir.
to ask you.
Sir.
Start with you.
Is
Nagalakshmi, I will come. reach out to you soon. Karthik, it's your turn now. Karthik, are you there? Okay, Nagalakshmi, you can ask now.
Yes, sir. Hi, ma'am.
Hello, Naga Lakshmi. How are you?
Fine, ma'am. Thank you.
I'm doing wonderfully, thank you.
My
Yeah,
name is Nagalakshmi. I am studying 7th grade. My hobbies are reading books, playing games. My question is, what is the national sports in your country?
What are the national sports in our country? There's a lot. There's a lot. So some of the big ones are American football, so not soccer, because I think if we say football in India, that means soccer, correct? So I'm talking about the one with like the oblong ball and you throw it like this, and they've like the goalposts. So football is one of them. Basketball, soccer, like foot soccer, like you guys call soccer, football, that's gaining a lot of popularity in the United States. So that's becoming a bigger sport. We do have volleyball, we have baseball, we have softball, but we have like hundreds of sports. They just don't all get as much television time. Like we even go and we have like there's wrestling, there's fencing with the swords. There's I saw one yesterday. This blew my mind. They use chainsaws and axes to cut wood, and there was a competition with athletes that cut wood. Isn't that is something so unique? That might be an American thing. I don't know if that's an Indian thing or not as well. But pretty much, if you think of a sport, it happens here in the United States. It's just there's some that are more popular and get more television time than others. Like we have lacrosse and we have rugby, but it's not as popular as American football or basketball.
What's it is your turn?
Yes, sir. Hi, ma'am.
Hello, miss.
My name is Varshita. I'm studying 9th grade. My hobbies are reading books, playing games, and watching TV. Can I ask a question?
Of course you can, Vishta.
Which music instrument do you like, ma'am?
Okay, so that's a tough one. Here's why. I like them all, but I'm not good at playing all of them. So, like the ones that I like to listen to are bassoon. I really like the low sounds and like the trombone. That's the one that goes like this, the trombone. But I really like a good drum set because it's got a good groove to it. Now, I like playing the flute because it's not as hard as all the rest of them. So I like doing that. But I really enjoy how instruments combine their sounds together. So I like listening to like five people play together on different instruments called a quintet, or I like listening to a band, or I like listening to a symphony or orchestra because you get to hear so many sounds that are it's unique. And then sometimes one sound will be louder than the other, and so you can focus on that instrument. And sometimes they blend really well. So that's not a great answer for like one thing I like, 'cause I like a lot.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And in our chat, let's see. Someone asked which state do I live in? I live in North Carolina. I live in North Carolina. I'll put that in the chat for you, my darling.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Karthik, do you have a question? Next, Sai. Sai, are you there?
Sir, I have a question.
Oh, hello.
Sir.
Sai, go ahead.
Hi, ma'am. My name is Sai. I am 9th grade. My hobbies are reading books, playing games, and watching TV. What is your favorite food item?
Sai, can you ask your question one more time? I'm going to listen carefully this time.
What is your favorite food item?
My favorite food item. Okay. I really like Thai food from Thailand. Like I really like pad woon sen. I like things with noodles and vegetables in them. So that would probably like if I could only have one food for the rest of my life, I think I would have to pick that. I am a big fan of all things vegetable. I don't know if there's a vegetable I don't like, but I pretty much love all vegetables. So, and I also really like black olives. I just really do. I like all kinds of olives actually.
So, Kelly, do you like Indian food? Indian food is
Yes.
spicy.
Yes, I do like Indian food. I like curries and all of that. Now, the thing is, I don't know personally how to cook it well, and I have yet to find a good Indian restaurant in my area. So I'm on the lookout. So- now, may I ask this? If you awesome, wonderful people, if you could put in the chat some of the food that you like that is like an Indian food, I'm going to save this chat and I'm going to have to look up that type of food when I do find a good Indian restaurant. Would that be all right if they did that, my friend?
I asked some of the students and the famous food in India. Um, can anybody answer to this question? Which food you like to eat and which is the famous food in India? Anybody? Narendra.
Indian famous food is chicken biryani.
Wonderful. Thank you, Pandira. I see your answer in the chat too. That's perfect.
Yes, I chat.
So Navya, and do you have any other answer other than the chicken biryani? So Navya, so which Indian food is famous in India? Which food other than the chicken biryani? Is there any food that the Indians all love it? Yes, you unmute yourself. Unmute.
Indians all love to eat yellow rice, khichdi, biryani.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Navya.
Next. Akanksha, do you have any
Thank you.
question? Akanksha, do you have any question?
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes, Jagadish, youngest student in class. He is studying sixth. Yes, Jagadish.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
What is your favorite storybook, ma'am?
My favorite storybook. Ooh. Okay, so here's a series that I like to read. It's been a while since I've read them. They're called the Aragon series. There's 4 books, and it tells about dragons and mystery, and it's right about the age where y'all are. It's kind of more of a young adult group of books. So the Aragon, it's by Christopher Poloni.
Ramaiga.
Yeah,
Yamma adding house bunguna mantaru.
Aragon. I put it in the chat. That's the name of the series, and I'm gonna spell the author's name wrong. Um, Poloni. It's something like that. That's what the author, Christopher Poloni. I really, really liked those books. Those are really fun for me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else? And Karthik, do you have still any question to ask? Karthik.
Ma'am,
Yes.
my name is Karthik. I am studying ninth grade. My hobbies are reading books, playing games, and watching TV. What is the famous music music item in your school?
Famous music item. Do you mean like an instrument or do you mean a song or do you mean what do you can you be a little more specific so I can give you a good answer?
Instrument, ma'am.
Instrument. Oh. I think that the xylophones are probably the favorite instrument of my students or the drums. Ooh, I got to change my answer. Drums. Yes. Drums are by far the favorite instrument of my students to play. They really like those.
Really, I have a question for you. What are the career opportunities are there for those who have finished diplomas in music?
Could you ask the question again? It was a
Are,
little difficult for me to hear.
are there any career opportunities for the students who have finished their diplomas or degrees in music? Are there any jobs available for them?
Let me see if I have the question correctly. I'm not sure if you asked me how many students I have or if I teach a certain degree in music.
My question is actually, are there any job opportunities for the students and who have completed their diplomas?
Yes. So are there job opportunities for students at either at my school or when they get out of school in music? Yes. Okay, so I do actually have my
Yeah, yeah.
students do music jobs at our school. So I have students that set up our instruments every day. I have students that take care of the instruments. I have students that have leadership roles in our classroom because y'all, it's about you. It's about you, the students. It's about not about me, the teacher. It's about having you guys be in charge. And then my students go on to other schools and they learn to play other instruments. They sing in groups and they become leaders in those groups. And some of them even go on to become music teachers themselves. But the thing is, not everyone's going to want to be a music teacher, but we can all love music and we can all appreciate music. And so one of their jobs is to appreciate music and learn music from all over the world, not just in our country. We learn music from all over the world because that's important. It's important to appreciate different cultures, right? Which is what y'all
Yeah,
do
we
all the
have,
time.
yeah, Kelly, we have 3 minutes left in this session. Once this free version comes to an end, you have to re-log in again just for 10 minutes to play one of the music instruments that you like to play uh,
Sure.
before my
Well,
student. Yeah,
so you would like to see
just
some more instruments?
no, before that, I request a few students to ask a few questions.
Yes.
Before I let one, before I let one of the students to ask you a question, I have a question for you. Which Indian musical instrument you know, and so could you please tell something about the Indian musical instrument? Because there are a few musical instruments exclusively belong to India. Do you know anything about the Indian musical instruments?
Entra.
Okay, sir, I am woefully uninformed on Indian instruments because the only thing I can think of is a gamelan, and I don't even think that's Indian. I think that's just from the continent of Asia. So I do not know enough about Indian instruments, and I would love to know more. So maybe
Yeah,
you and I send some
yeah,
messages, and you can give me some information on that because that would be fantastic.
definitely. Kusma Kumari, do you have any question? Kusma,
Yes,
Kusma, do you have
sir.
any?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please
Yes,
ask.
sir. Hi, ma'am.
Hello, Kusama.
Hi, ma'am. My name is Kusma. I am studying ninth grade. My hobbies are reading books, playing games.
Yeah, what's your question, Kusma?
Do your students enjoy music class?
Yes, they do. They really do because we sing and we play and we move around and we do all kinds of different things. I try to keep us doing like 6 or 7 things in 40 minutes. So we do lots of different activities in our class.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. Is there anyone to ask the question? Travesty, do you want to ask the question? Because we are time is ticking and in this free version, and man will be back again and to play a musical instrument for us. Is there anyone who can ask any question? Because question hour is going to end within a few seconds from now. And if you have any questions, just come out with your questions so that ma'am will answer. So is there anybody? Is there anybody? Akanksha, do you have any question? Okay. Yeah. So the
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Navya.
I want to ask one question.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the most expensive musical instrument?
I would say a really expensive violin could easily be $50,000 in American. So I think a violin in my first gut reaction would be the most expensive one. But most people don't play that expensive of an instrument. That's like a professional, where that's their entire job is to play that instrument. Like my flute that I bought, it was like first it was $400. So they're not most instruments are not that expensive.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. It has been so fun speaking with you all. You're amazing. You just keep learning about different things and different cultures and your own culture. Just keep being